our indigents to be captured. There are horrific stories of a young girl who was carrying a placard from Rio State that SARS picked up a brother, and eventually somebody who was in the holding cell was the one who told her family that SARS picked him and they've killed him. And his body is in the mortuary. You can imagine. As a mother, as a sister, as a father, as a wife, how will you feel? And the father and her went to police headquarters. And police headquarters that they were asking them for transport and hotel for them to leave Abuja to come and investigate the death of their son, who was killed in the custody of SARS that cannot be explained. You can imagine. And because, of course, they don't know anybody, they don't have money, they just bury their son till today, nothing. And that's why on Sunday, I said that just disbanding SARS is not good enough. It's not good enough. We must prosecute the SARS. There must be somebody who picked up that young man and took him to SARS holding place. He died. Somebody must answer some questions. Even if it's a chicken that is killed, the owner comes out and says, then who killed my chicken? Then kill my chicken. You know, go better for the person. That is just a foul. Let alone a human being was carried in for 9 months in the stomach by a woman and give birth to a son or a daughter, and then somehow, because the person was at the wrong place, sometimes it's not even the wrong place. A well-known person I read on Facebook was saying that she works in the government. Her son standing outside their home. You can imagine whether it's in Lekki or Abuja or Ikoyi or Harare or wherever. Her son was standing in front of his house. They held him for loitering. At this rate, they will knock on your door and open the door and say, "Are you sitting there in front of a television in your house?" No. There must be reform of the police. Reform of the police will start at the top. It will start at the beginning, at the top. The powers to communicate, to work with the police must be devolved to the states. Must be devolved to the state. If you are collecting money, even the law, the constitution, I can't quite quote the section, but the law is clear. I heard Falana talking about it on Monday morning, or Monday morning or Tuesday morning, on either Monday or so, Tuesday or Monday, talking about it on one of the television stations. That, as a matter of fact, that they just found out buried in between this yes and no of our constitution that is written in favor of some people and not in favor of some people. That actually the constitution is actually clear that the state government have a right to be involved in the system of security and policing in their states. And therefore, if this is denied the state government, why should the state government fund the police? They shouldn't fund the police or the army or anything. So that the wrongs that is being done with the budget in the National Assembly by the arms of government that are supposed to disperse this budget and are putting it in their pocket will be exposed. Will be exposed every day. Niger Delta is what are you doing with 30%? NDDC, what are you doing with your money? The ministers, what are they doing with all the money they're giving them? What are they doing with it? The villa, the budget for the villa, what is the villa doing with the budget for the villa? What is it doing with it? The Chancellor of Germany goes to supermarket by herself to buy what she will cook for her family and pay for it with her own personal card, credit card? Why should we feed the president? Why should we feed the governors? Why should we feed the senators? To feed themselves from their salary. It is we, the people, that own that money. So when the federal government, you say you give 13%. Listen, people, you know, that's why I don't allow somebody sitting in Abuja, somebody from one state, Kaduna state, or any other state in one zone to come and be telling me that they gave me NDDC. How dare you? How dare you? You gave me NDDC for what? NDDC is my own. You say you gave it to me. Gave it to me what? How dare you ask me what I'm doing with 13%? Let me tell you. Out of that 13% is where the gun vote money came from. Yes. Out of that 13% is where the army mess, military mess that we built in GRE along that Macaulay or whatever route. This is where the money came from. From that 30%. From that 13% that is so-called coming to River State, we have become, we've been reduced to, and we've accepted that we're beggars. Even we that are the owner have become beggars of what belongs to us, not to talk of the government. So the vehicles that is bought for the military, the gunboats, the vehicles, the housing that the state government provide, all of it coming from that 13%. How dare you ask me what I'm doing with 10%? How dare you? But I don't blame the people that say so, because we ourselves have refused to understand the workings of government as a people, so that we are not able to ask the right question. We should first of all, look, I want federal government to tell me what it is doing with the 87% before I will now be confident to ask Wike what it's doing with 10%. Because the 87% is my own. It's my own. You create states that are not viable, and you fund them with Nigeria money, and yet somebody in Zamfara is boasting and telling me there's nothing I can do, that the gold is his own. But every month, he is taking money from my oil and gas, and then he says he gave me 30%. How dare you? And even how dare our people keep quiet? How dare our people keep quiet and blame themselves? How dare you blame me? How dare you blame yourself? The NDDC money, how much money is owed NDDC? The oil companies are not paying. The federal government is not paying. They are owing NDDC billions. They appoint people into NDDC that did not win the election, that they are keeping there to come and run for election. They use the NDDC money to run election. Yes, NDDC is headed by people that they put in place. But unless and until we say no, that this should not be so, it continues. And then they turn around and tell some gullible people, I'm one of the gullible, that I must first of all ask what they are. No, it's not like that. It shouldn't be like that. We should not turn ourselves against ourselves. So, what have I altogether highlighted this morning? One, that the people, the youth, the parents, the grandparents must join this call. The representatives must join this call. The senators must join this call for the ban, the disbanding, whatever, of SARS and SWAT. In America, SWAT is the highest is the highest arm of the force that's into the community to bring out dangerous criminals to society. So Nigeria just didn't up to say they have formed a SWAT team. What is the criteria? What are you going to put in those SWAT teams that you have formed? Is there anything you see and you bring to Nigeria? What's the capacity of the people? The caliber of people that you bring in? These SARS people that they have painted their head green, white, are the people that you're going to bring in to come and do SWAT? No. There is a picture of an armed policeman carrying a big axe, all kinds of stuff on the streets of Nigeria. This is supposed to be somebody who is in the police, for crying out loud. So this is, we reject that and we reject SWAT. Let us sit down, and the first decision that should be made, that we should ask for, is that each state must be responsible for the people that govern, for the people that are responsible for security in their state. The Commissioner of Police should come from River State to oversee River State. Yes, it should be that. Because if Ogoni man is the Commissioner of Police in River State, if he's an Ogoni man, he comes from Ogoni. If he comes from Ogoni, he comes from somewhere. He cannot maltreat other ethnic nationality and go back to his own state. So this is where it should be. We must give ourselves moral responsibilities. There is moral responsibility. When you bring somebody that has never been to River State in his life, and then you bring him to River State to come and make decisions of life and death in River State, he will make decisions that is not in your favor. Let's not fool yourselves. He will make decisions that is not in your favor. When they come, the only position they give to our people is the one of spokesman of police. So that anything that the police want to say, it is one Ikwere son, or one Ijoda, or one Ogoni son, or one Ekpeye, or any of the ethnic nationalities of River State, they give them a spokesman of police. And so everything that the police want to talk or hide, they send those ones to come and tell their people that this is what the police say. If not, look at what Frank Mba said, that SAC can never be disbanded because they are fighting Boko Haram. Which Boko Haram are they fighting? It is Southern in the army that are fighting Boko Haram that they are killing. But that's what he said. And within 44 to 36 hours of him saying on television that they would not disband, what did they do to him? Disbanded it. Who said it? An Igbo man said it. Why did it? So we have to be very, very careful. So these are the realities. Just today we're talking about police. Tomorrow we'll talk about INEC. Next tomorrow we'll talk about the civil service. The next time we'll talk about the Ministry of Transport. How are you building railways that will empower other people? Like Makodi, railway from Diop here, Port Harcourt to Makodi. Who's going to use it? Is it Anki that is going to use it? How many Rivers people are going to wake up in the morning, buy tickets to go to Makodi? How does that help Rivers people? It doesn't help Rivers people. The people that it helps are the people that are going to bring their goods and themselves here and not leave, and bring their goods here, sell and take our money out. When somebody brings tomato for you to buy, he's taking back his money to where he brought the tomato from. When I was a little girl growing up, we grew tomato and okra and all those things here, River State. We didn't wait tomato to come from the north. Yes, people have increased. Yes, people must trade, but we will not. And our farming has been bastardized. Why? There is pollution everywhere. We can't grow things that We can't grow things that we eat. We cannot feed ourselves. We cannot fish. Everything is polluted. And so at the end of the day, even our local economy, sometimes our people do have allowed it to be so. They won't do this work. Our local economy is controlled by other people. If you go to Abonima today, people selling meat, people selling this, people selling that, are not from Abonima. Why should it be like that? It shouldn't be like that. That is the local economy. And that was how it was when I was growing up. The woman that was selling some is from Abonima. The woman that is selling meat in the market is from Abonima. But today it's not like that. We should change our own narrative for ourselves. And the government, so no matter how small, the government, the government that we see, local government and the state government, should also help, be part of it. I know that it is not easy. And let us start small. But I will continue to stand up and speak for rights of our people. We have a right to demand for and have state police. We must have state police. If we don't have state police, all these things we're talking is just grammar. If we do not have state police, all these things that we are saying will not get us anywhere if we don't demand for state police. We must have state police. So no to SARS, no to SWAT. The people who have been brutalized, bastardized, maimed, killed, there must be a system of prosecution. I say persecution, prosecuting the people who have done these evil things, and the system must compensate them. I heard the speaker saying this morning that in this budget they will compensate. From this budget they will compensate the people. I think that we need to look further into that, because it's wrong to take the money that is budgeted. You will not come and say for people that have been brutalized in River State should be compensated by through the state government, through NDDC, through Amnesty, through Ministry of Niger Delta. None of that nonsense. None. The money must come, the compensation must come through the process of the courts. One. And the people who are seeking compensation must place a value of their own. I know it's not going to bring anybody back, but the people must be able to go to court of law and place a value of what they believe it is worth to them. And that payment must come through the employer. Who employed SARS? Is it River State government that employed SARS? Who employed SARS? So if the employer is the federal government, then the federal government should pay. They have money. They should pay. It should not come. Look, if you say it is going to come from the budget, it means that you're asking the people who have been killed to pay themselves compensation. What type of nonsense is that? It must not come from budget. If it's going to come from budget, it can come from, because there are some people from a particular place in Nigeria, from northern Nigeria, that are saying they want SARS. When people who want SARS, the people who want SARS should have SARS. So these thoughts that they are putting together, they should note the states and the communities that want SARS, that are protesting against the people who have been killed. In the people who want SARS, they should go back. The SARS should be them. And if they want to have SWAT team, they should send them to Boko Haram. Let them go and fight Boko Haram there. And then the people that are demonstrating today and yesterday to counter genuine protest against SARS. In that case, those people, if the federal government is saying it, we're going to create SWAT, we reject SWAT here in River State. We reject SWAT in the South. They should take it to the states and the region that wants them. There are some people that want SARS. They should have them. So on that note, once again, I commend the organizers across Nigeria. I say to them, because it is a human right, a basic human right, come out and point out the wrongs of the government, doesn't matter any political party, the wrongs of the government. We should continue this call until we get what we want. And I'm calling on whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a businessman, doesn't matter your business, whether you're a politician, doesn't matter your political party. I'm calling on everybody, mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, children, everybody must be part of this protest. We shouldn't leave it only to our children and grandchildren. We should. After all, a grandmother was slapped 2 or 3 days ago. It's been trending. So we should join our children. Somebody very, very close to me yesterday was involved. That person cannot be any closer than she is. In this protest, my daughter was my last child was in the forefront of this protest in Port Harcourt yesterday. So let nobody say I'm just talking. No, my biological daughter was involved in this protest yesterday. So let nobody think that they did not be involved in it. This is not politics. This is about the life of our children. I know many sons and daughters that have been terrorized by activities of SARS in Rivers State. You know, so we owe it to our children. It's not saying Andu na youth. Yes, Andu is youth. As long as I have people I love that are in the age bracket of birth to 60 or 70, I'm a youth. I'm a youth because they terrorize everybody. Lawyers, even lawyers, everybody is terrorized in their hands. They don't care. If you look at them, if you look at the pictures of these people who call themselves SARS, if you look at them, you will know that you just ought to be afraid of them, which you shouldn't be. In the last election, the man that headed SARS in this state, we saw the video that went viral. This is the head of SARS. So if the head of SARS in Rivers State was behaving in that manner, you can imagine what the people that he's commanding will do. On that note, say no to SARS. Say no to SWAT. SWAT is SARS. SARS is SWAT. No to SARS and SWAT. Thank you very much. God bless you for tuning in. And I hope I will be able to do a midweek broadcast next week. Thank you very much. God bless you. And keep you away from SARS. And please, federal government, the welfare of the police is very important and it's your responsibility. Where the police is treated by the federal government is not acceptable. The police too are human beings. Thank you very, very much.
Get up, stand up for your right.